Today we're diving into a big idea from former President Trump that's got people excited, confused, and even a little worried. Imagine if the government found a way to save money, and instead of just keeping it, they sent some of the cash straight to you. Sounds pretty cool, right? But is it really that simple? Let's break it down. The big idea, free money, sort of. So, what's the plan? Trump wants to take 20% of the savings from government costs, cuddling program called Doge. Yes, like the meme coin, and send checks to American families. Here's how it's supposed to work. Approximately $5,000 per family. If your family pays federal tax, you could receive around $5,036. That's a nice chunk of change. Only taxpayers, about 40% of the other families who don't owe federal taxes, wouldn't get a check. That's because the program is tied to tax payments, meaning if you don't pay in, you don't get paid out. Paying off national debt, another 20% of the savings wouldn't go to families but instead would help pay down America's massive credit card debt. Trump says this plan will make people care more about stopping government waste. If you help find the waste, you get rewarded. And guess what? If all goes according to plan, the first checks could start arriving early as summer of 2026. Wait, where is the money coming from? The big question is, where are these savings coming from? DOGE is a government program designed to cut wasteful spending and make agencies more efficient. Think of it like when you clean out your closet and sell all your old clothes online. You find money that was just sitting there. Doge claims to have saved 55 billion so far, but the fact checkers say only 18 billion in real savings can be verified. Example, they once called an $8 million cancellation contract an $8 billion save. Oops. That's like saying, if you plan to spend $50 at a store and you only spend 20, you save $30. When really you just didn't spend as much as expected. Free money sounds great, but here's why some people are skeptical. The math might not add up. Trump says the plan could save up to $2 trillion over time. But budget experts say the government has struggled to actually save and that kind of money before. If your company suddenly claimed they cut their budgets by billions, but couldn't prove where the money went, wouldn't you be a little suspicious? Could this make inflation worse? Let's talk about a word where we all hate, inflation. Dumping 400 billion into an economy sounds nice, but could it make things more expensive? Remember, when COVID relief checks hits and suddenly everything from groceries to PSC5s got more expensive, that's because when people have more money to spend, businesses sometimes raise prices to match the demand. Some economists think history could repeat itself here, making life even more expensive in the long run. So who gets left out? Not everyone benefits from this plan. Lower income families who don't pay taxes, zero. If they don't owe anything to the IRS, they won't see a check. Blacks and Hispanic families, about 1 in 5 black households, don't have a bank account, meaning they might struggle to access these payments. If the government sends money digitally, many people could be left out. When you think about the equity issue, shouldn't only taxpayers benefit, or should the government find a way to include everyone? The Elon Musk connection. If you're wondering why this sounds like something out of a tech billionaire's playbook, you're not wrong. Elon Musk, the guy behind Tesla, SpaceX, and X, formerly Twitter, actually helped design Doge. That he was even there at the announcement, sitting next to Trump's team. But later, Musk made a surprising we have to actually save money first. Translation, he's not convinced. The government will really save that much money before handing out checks. And if one of the richest men in the world is skeptical, maybe we should be too. So what are experts saying? People are split on this idea. Let's break it down. Thumbs up supporters. If people see a direct benefit from tax savings, they'll work harder and they'll care more about government waste. James Fishback, the guy who came up with this plan. Polls show that 74% of Trump supporters like this idea and believe it could help the economy. Thumbs down. Critics warn this could undo years of work to fix the national debt. Erica York, a tax expert, the idea of finding 2 trillion in government savings is like saying you'll find 100 unicorns. Mark Goldman's budget analyst. So, will this plan actually work or is it just a political promise? That sounds great but doesn't hold up under pressure. So, why should this matter to you? Even if you're not getting a check in the mail tomorrow, this plan could have big effects down the road. Oh, the election impact. This could be a major talking point for the 2028 election. If it works, expect more government savings, direct payments, ideas in the future. Does the formula work? If this actually saves money, it could become a blueprint for smarter government spending. But if it doesn't, it'll be another case of political hype with no real results. Big tech rolls into government. The fact that Elon Musk is involved tells us something. Billionaires aren't just running companies anymore, they're shaping government policies too. So now that we've broken it all down, what do you think? Should the government send out surprise checks when they find savings? Or is this just a political magic trick that might not work? Leave a comment, like, and subscribe so we can keep the conversation